In helping hundreds of entrepreneurs go from idea to pilot launch with their apps in our own private client program, the most common thing that I see people trying to do, often subconsciously, is just trying to pack as much value into the first version of their apps as they possibly can. Now, you might be thinking, well, that doesn't really sound like a bad thing, so why is this a problem? But here's the thing that you need to understand. Your app is something that is going to be designed to take your users from having a specific problem to achieving a specific outcome. Okay, your app or the solution is just the set of features that takes people from point A to point B. Now, there are many layers to the problem and the outcome that your users have, and then the outcome that they want to achieve. And so it can be very hard to strip things back and only build a version of your app that solves the very core problem and helps people achieve the very core outcome. Because you're likely going to be running into instances where if you solve the first problem, then a bunch of other problems are presented. Or just that your users are going to experience multiple problems together. So, how do you decide exactly which one to kind of pinpoint at the start? And likewise, with that outcome stage, there are lots of layers to that and lots of different results that your users are going to want to achieve with the type of solution that you're building. So, again, it can be really hard to strip things back and just focus on the core. But there are two reasons why you really must do that in order to actually move into your launch stage successfully. And that's because if you build an app that solves all those layers of problems and addresses all these layers of outcomes, then you're going to get feedback on every single layer. Okay, so during your first launch, all of that is going to be addressed. Now, number one, that's just a lot to handle and just to kind of sift through and decipher everything. But number two, it's going to make it very hard for you to actually get feedback on the specific core problems. You can't really and truly validate the core of your app because honestly, you might not know what it is, and neither do your users. The second reason you really want to strip back and drill down to the core of the app is because your users are initially going to be paying for an app that takes them from problem to outcome. Now, the bigger you make this app, and in your mind, that equates to the more valuable you make the app. So you start here and then you build out and out and out to where the solution is just kind of evolving, right? Well, the more you do that, the less valuable that app actually becomes because at the end of the day, again, your users are really paying for the ability to solve a problem and achieve a specific outcome. And anything added onto the app that that isn't really needed to do that is going to lower the perceived value. If they are paying $49.99 a month for your tool, but there are 10 out of 15 features that they don't even use, then it's not going to seem as valuable to them. Whereas if you stripped back those 10 features that they don't really need and they just have a core set of features that solves the exact problem they need solved, well, that $49.99 a month is probably going to feel a lot more worth it to them. It's a perception, but it's a really important thing to pay attention to. So ultimately, what this all comes down to is make your app work. First and foremost, just make it work. Take your users from core problem to core outcome with a core app. Then and only then should you make it work better. Then you can make it work better, faster, in more convenient ways, and in more enjoyable ways. But only when you've confirmed that you've made the core work. So make it work better, and then you can start making it work better for more and more people over time. That is the order in which you want to grow your app and business.